There is a question that I get all the time, so much so in fact that I decided it was probably worth making a video about it, but that is, why is Car Trek on Freddie's channel, Tavarish, and why isn't it on my channel or Hoovie's? I know Tyler gets the same question very often, and so I thought today I would answer that in the form of a video. But Car Trek is on Freddie's channel actually for 3 different reasons. The first is that he has the least consistent release schedule of any of us, meaning that it won't necessarily be disrupting his normal content flow. Freddie puts a lot more time, a lot more work into each of the Tavarish channel videos than I do on a VinWiki video or than Tyler does on one of the videos for his channel. And so that means that he may only do 1 a week or a couple a week. And so adding 3, 4, 5 videos, 6, 7, 8 sometimes for a Car Trek series is really not that big of a deal, whereas it would interrupt a lot of VinWiki content or a lot of content on Hoovie's Garage. The next is that Freddie's videos have the greatest propensity to get extraordinary view counts. He's got the highest viewed videos amongst either me or Tyler, some of the highest in the automotive YouTube sector. And so it's really, really impressive what a video can do on his channel. And a lot of that comes down to the way that the algorithms will notify subscribers. Whether you've smashed that bell or hit the button, YouTube decides what you get recommended to, what you see when you go to youtube.com, what shows up on the side as you watch a video, and what gets recommended to watch next. And so that happens a lot more readily when a video is released on Freddie's channel, differently than a VinWiki car story that somebody's going to watch maybe now, maybe 2 years from now, or a Hoovie's Garage video that gets a different number of views. It doesn't really mean that one channel is better than the other. It just means that it's easier for a video to get a lot higher views. Now, of course, Freddie enjoys a lot of benefits from that. He gets a bunch of subscribers. He gets a lot of views. Of course, we end up splitting all the revenue that comes through the Car Trek content, but it works out really, really well without meaning you don't get any more VinWiki stories for a week, or you don't get to see what's happening in Hoovie's Garage. But the third is really the biggest reason, and that is where the idea for Car Trek came from. No, it was not Freddie's idea. It was my introduction of a conversation, but that conversation happened only because of the performance of a certain series of videos on Freddie's channel. Freddie bought for just $1,500 a van that was featured on the show Pimp My Ride, and that series released around Christmas time in 2019. And Freddie was actually going to be giving that van as a Christmas present to Tyler Hoover, and he stopped here at my house on his way there to tell some stories and to show me the car, to get a response video of me of what I thought of it. And that was a whole lot of fun. And it was really one of these almost gag gifts that you would give someone for Christmas. But the performance of the video series was not a gag at all. It was phenomenal. It was otherworldly. Now, we had seen Freddie get phenomenal views and amazing engagement and growth for his channel with the rebuild of his manual transmission engine fire Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. We would see the same thing with his Mercy, the same thing with his McLaren. And so these big projects we knew could attract great channel growth, great views, great sponsor interest, and it was a great thing. But the idea that you could do even better with a $1,500 van was unbelievable. And Advance Auto Parts had sponsored that series of videos and gotten way more than they had bargained for, because the video, one of them was the #1 trending video on all of YouTube in the United States. It was trending around the world. The results were unbelievable, so much so that I would say that the van actually got more views on Freddie's channel than it did originally on MTV for the Pimp My Ride show. So that meant that we were really in an entirely different paradigm of viewership on higher quality, or at least different styled content that could be put on YouTube, which invited some new sponsor conversations. So we were sitting around my fire, Freddie and I, and Jared was here, and we were just talking about ideas, right? Because every YouTuber puts in as much effort as they can to put the highest quality content as we can out, especially in the fourth quarter of every year. And so we were kind of looking back on how the year had gone and the successes of our videos, which ones weren't successful, which ones were. And the results from the Pimp My Ride van were certainly the standout. It was extraordinary. And so we knew that it was the right time to talk to some sponsors, such as Auto Tempest, about what we could do that might give them a totally different style of video and a totally different style of viewer than we were already getting on each of our channels. Now, Auto Tempest was sort of the logical go-to. They were a fairly new sponsor of VinWiki at the time, but Freddie had been dealing with them and Tyler had been dealing with them for some time at that point. And so we knew that they had an appetite for really being the enthusiast go-to marketplace of how we find cars. Because it is honestly the most powerful way to go and shop for your used car. We say that all the time. And you guys going to do that from the links in the descriptions of these videos is what makes our world go round, and we really, really appreciate it. But we wanted to think of a different way to do it. Now, honestly, when we talked to Auto Tempest about it, they were immediately on board and they said, let's try it. Let's try to make something bigger, better, more special, something that really is an experience for the viewer that they are going to remember for some time. And hopefully we're going to see similarly high view counts. They really didn't say, do Car Trek. They said, give us some ideas. And if you ask me, if you ask any of us, what would we do if somebody just said, go do whatever it is that means that you'll have the most fun in cars? It's that we're going to go play Top Gear. And we all grew up loving Top Gear. We love the Grand Tour. We love Clarkson, Hammond, and May. And so if they're asking, that's the answer. But how do you do a cheap car contest? And that's really what we talked about around my fire that Christmas was like, why can't we just do something like that? Now, the reason is, it's way harder than we thought it was. We thought we buy cheap cars all the time. How hard can it be, as Clarkson would say? And it's really, really hard. But it's also super duper fun. And filming, we've now done 10 Car Trek series since we did the first one at the beginning of March in 2020 till we just finished filming 9 and 10. 9 will air in November, 10 around Christmas, and it's the most fun I've ever had in a car. It's more fun than Cannonball. I'm prouder of it than Cannonball as the work that it is, as the product that we've created, and as the fun that I've had with some amazing friends. And so that's why it goes on Freddie's channel. There's not many videos standing in the way. It can do better than it would if we just put it out on VinWiki, and really, it all happened because of the success of the Pimp My Ride van. And to look back now that we started with cheap supercars for the price of a C8, we did the most depreciated supercars on Earth, Secret Santa, the most unreliable cars on Earth, Ferraris for the price of a Camry on a 1,000-mile road trip to the greatest road in America, our dream cars and our first cars, the 3-car, $30,000 dream garage, cars that we were just able to import because they were newly 25 years old, gas guzzlers for the price of a Tesla Model 3, and the upcoming series is wrecked supercars for the price of a new Z06, and we'll just say that the Christmas special is the Oregon Fail. So the thing, 10 series of between a single episode special all the way up to 7 episodes. I mean, 100 million views or so at this point. So obviously we want to thank Auto Tempest for making this all possible, and we want to thank all the viewers for watching it enough that they keep telling us that we can do it again. So I don't know what the future holds for Car Trek. I don't know if it'll end up on a cable show or anything like, or Amazon, or who cares. Right now we're having the most fun, having more control, being able to really make our own plans, work with Auto Tempest to make a product that they're happy with, that they're proud of, and that we're proud of, and that most of all, we're having a blast doing. So thank you to everybody that makes it possible. We have an absolutely amazing crew from Bright Bay Creative and from Side B Productions. They do amazing work. We love the experience of it. It is grueling, 20-hour days at times, but it's worth every painful second. Buying a used car, especially sight unseen, can be a very scary process, and you should never do that without getting the car inspected first. And the best and easiest way to have that done is using the Lemon Squad. They are an amazing resource that can almost immediately inspect a car for you anywhere in the country. They have no hidden fees, they're the largest company in the industry, and they have the fastest response times in the industry. So check them out now at the link in the description below. You can use the code VinWiki for a 10% discount, and they will literally go tomorrow and check out any car in the country that you are looking to buy. It is the best way not only to find out if you're being scammed, find out if the car is a piece of garbage, and to make sure that you're buying exactly the car that you're looking for. So next time you buy a car, make sure to use the Lemon Squad.